Hi, today we are start a new chapter that we call perfect competition. In perfect competition, we are going to study about the long run and the short run. There are two kind of studies which reflect the competitive marketing. As we know that the market structure can be broadly divided into two categories, that is perfect competition and imperfect competition. And the perfect competition is that competition where we have a large number of sellers and buyers, and nobody can influence the price of a product. You can buy the product according to your desire, because there are number of the buyer and the seller who are going to produce that particular product. Now the second term is imperfect competition. Competition are of three types, that is monopoly, competition. Next one is monopolistic. Third one is oligopoly. First of all, we will take about oligopoly. Oligopoly can be defined as a market structure in which there are a फ्यू सेलर इन द मार्केट. फ्यू सेलर इन द मार्केट जैसे कि बहुत सारे सेलर, बहुत सारे लोग हैं, दे आर प्रोड्यूसिंग अ सेम काइंड ऑफ प्रोडक्ट, लाइक लॉट्स ऑफ ग्रोसरी शॉप्स ओवर हियर, एंड यू कैन एंड दे आर सेलिंग द प्रोडक्ट. And the next one is monopoly, and in a monopoly we have only single seller, and and they can regulate the price of their product. For example, as we already seen that in a monopoly, what the exact generally what the seller will do with us, they can control the price of a product, and fix the prices according to their profit maximization. The third one is the monopolistic. Monopolistic means we have a number of sellers and buyers trying to differentiate the market through product differentiation and price discrimination. See, for example, we have seen a lots of shops of grocery as well as bakery as well as other things. And on a one bakery we have a price of 1 cake is rupees 300 per ounce, and the other is a 200 per ounce, and there is there is a huge there is a little bit of difference in the price and the price of a product and the taste of the product. But what generally the customer will do, they can go to the lower price shop, because according it relates to their pocket also. See, everything is relates to your pocket. Now we are going to study about the definition of perfect competition. As I already told about that in a perfect competition we have a large number of buyers and sellers, and they are going to sell a homogeneous product. A single buyer or seller cannot influence the price of a product. For example, as we know that after the production of wheat, more number of farmers come to the market and sell to their product, and they all are selling the same kind of wheat, but there are some ratio, some differentiation between their price. Some are selling of a low price, some are selling of wheat at a higher price. That is called a definition of perfect competition. That means everybody has a right to entry and exit according to their their profit maximization. The next one we are going to study in that they are characteristics of a perfectly competitive market. Here we have 5 points. First of all, the number one we are studying about large number of buyers and sellers. Second one is homogeneous product. Third one is free entry and exit of firm. Fourth one is perfect mobility, and fifth one is absence of transportation cost. As we know that, as we are already started about that, we have a large number of buyers and sellers. How could we define it? Because in a perfect competition we have a free entry and exit. Everybody, those who feel that they are able to do the market and they are able to do something for the product, they can start their own venture and become a buyer and seller of a product. Now we have a free entry and exit of the firm, in that there is no barrier. Nobody can stop you to enter into that perfect competition. Uh, but in truth, it will not exist. The perfect competitive market is not exist, because it is an bookish concept, and basically it helps for the manager and the other person to take decision regarding an ideal combination of output, for example as a price regarding for a firm. Now the fourth one is perfect mobility. In a perfect mobility, since the goods are assured to be mobile, they can be shifted from one market to the another market. So जो goods and services है, they are perfectly mobile between firms. Absence of transportation cost में हम क्या बताएंगे? Absence of transportation cost means, as we know that there are a large number of a seller and a buyer who can produce the same kind of product, and they are producers and as you know that they can influence the price according to their profit maximization. And the demand curve, if we, in perfect competition, is always in a horizontal. Why is it horizontal? Because it reflects to the market price. Here we have a market price, that is P, and that is D equal to AR equal to MR. AR stands for the average revenue and MR equal to marginal revenue. When market price जो है हमारा P is determined by our supply and demand. When our price will fall, the demand is increased, and when the prices increases, our supply is also be increased, and we will get the profit maximization for our product. Now now we have a short run abnormal profit losses. See, generally as we start our business, what exactly we are thinking that what we will get. See, we generally will start our business to get a maximum profit as much we can, but in a short abnormal profit, we will get the profit for some extent, but in the longer run, but the main profit whatever we will get, it will be get in the longer run. See, in a perfect competition, what will happen? In a perfect competition, the supply and demand force determine the price of a commodity. Everything whatever will happen in the perfect competition is depend upon the supply and the demand force. There is nothing will change it, because the supply and the demand is the only thing that can reflect the changes. So the objective of the firm is what? The main objective of the firm. The main objective of the firm is to maximize the profit as much as they can. And in a perfect competition, what the market firm has to add to the following condition. Now, with the help of a curve, I will explain you about it. Here we have a curve of supply and demand in a perfect competition. Here in the y-axis, here we have a quantity, and here we have a price, and the horizontal line of a blue color reflect the D equal to AR equal to MR, and our curve of average cost and marginal cost. When both of the curve intersect, when both of the curve intersect and met with each other, that is a time of a profit maximization as well as optimal utilization of a product. See, what will happen over here when प्राइस इक्वल टू मार्जिनल कॉस्ट इक्वल टू मार्जिनल रेवेन्यू, जो हमारा प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन शुड बी एम सी इक्वल टू एम आर इक्वल टू पी। और जब व्हेन द मार्जिनल कॉस्ट जो है हमारा वो पी क्या है, पी रिफ्लेक्ट द प्राइस। द नेक्स्ट थिंग, ये सेकेंड कंडीशन जो हमारी प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन इज द स्लोप ऑफ एम आर कर्व। MR curve should be less than to the MC curve. If it is higher than to the MC curve, that means we are not getting the profit. मार्जिनल रेवेन्यू अगर हमारा ज़्यादा हो जाएगा मार्जिनल कॉस्ट से, तो हमें प्रॉफिट क्या मिलेगा? कुछ भी नहीं मिलेगा, क्योंकि हम तो पैसे लगाते ही जा रहे हैं, ठीक है ना। उसके बाद नेक्स्ट है हमारा जो परफेक्ट कंपटीशन है। इन परफेक्ट कंपटीशन व्हाट एग्जैक्टली वी विल डू? इन परफेक्ट कंपटीशन विल हेल्प अस टू analyze what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce, and how much quantity we need to produce that things. See, as there are large number of seller and buyer with homogeneous product, no buyer or seller has to say in the market. The firm is a price taker, and the firm is a price taker, and the price are detected by a the prices are decided by supply and demand of a product. So to analyze the demand and supply condition of a firm is a perfectly competitive market in the shorter run, we have to take a look at the aggregate supply of a industry. See, aggregate supply in the industry, as you know that it help us to calculate the aggregate supply of all the firm during a particular period of time. For example, if a firm producing a product for a particular period of time, and that period we must calculate how much money and how much thing they will use for their production, and that we will use for their long term for the long term use. See, for the long term use of the demand and supply condition. The next thing is that see, in the shorter run, factor of production cannot be changed or altered, so that when we have a no choice of changing the ideas and views of our production, that it will cause to our loss. See, because when there is when we are not able to change according to our desire, according to our need, then we are not able to get good production. As we will discuss into another curve where we are having a loss. See, here we have a quantity, and here we have a price, and as we all know that perfect competition is equal to D equal to MR, and price equal to AR equal to MR. When marginal cost is higher than the marginal revenue, that means an average cost should be a losser point. प्राइस से लेके ये जो गैप रहेगा, it shows that the decrease in the supply of the good will cause to increase in the price, and when the increase in the price, the production of the product is decreasing, and because we are making and we are building our firm just because of getting a maximum profit, so for that sake we need to close our firm. The next is in the long run normal profit. In the long run normal profit, in a perfect competition, we will get a consequent and the subsequent amount of a profit, because in the long run we have a choice to change the method of production according to our choice. See, somehow as we know that the price of a product will be low, and the supply of the and the demand of the product is increases, and the same with the vice versa. But as we know that when in a long run जो हमारा new firm enter the industry, the supply curve shift to the right, indicated a price fall. See, on the other hand, if an existing firm, the supply curve move to the left, जो रहेगा उसके बाद it shows a rise in price. Now, as we know that a profit attract as we know that in the longer run the profit attract the new businessmen and new entrants, and they can easily enter into the perfect competition and take participate in all the activity. So here we have a curve over here, curve of a long run. As we know that we have a price and horizontal up equal to MR when marginal cost and average cost intersect and met with one point, that is optimal utilization of that point, and here is that point where we will get a maximum profit and maximum benefit of a product. Marginal cost means the cost which we used apart from apart from our normal cost, that we call as a marginal cost, and average cost is, as you know, that the minimum full cost which we used for our production. Next is we have a frequently asked question. These are what are the basic characteristics of perfect competition. Second one, the supply curve shift to the right in the long run, and the third one is the why the demand curve of firm is horizontally shaped in perfect competition. See, I have explained you perfect competition in a very simple manner, and if you have any query, if you have any doubt, just send your question and send your queries to me. I will revert you. Okay, and thank you for now.